everybody, aloha, how's it? I'm wearing my Hawaii hat. Can you see it? Oahu. So I want to tell you guys another connection that I found between Japan and Hawaii that is very interesting to me and would probably be very interesting to anybody who comes to Japan from Hawaii. So in Hawaii, we know a lot of words in Japanese. For instance, like hadashi is barefoot, right? So don't hadashi outside, like don't wear bare feet outside, although we always did. Anyway, and in Japan, you definitely don't want to do it, but I'm doing it right now. You're not supposed to really do hadashi outside, but I do. And then the other one is Zori slipper. So I used to say, oh, I don't want to forget my Zori when I go to the beach. This is also a little bit about the beach. And finally, another story about Jay Jarman. So I would say Zori slipper, and then now in Japan, if you say Zori is kind of like a higher level slipper, okay, that you wear with the kimono. So what I did, I love kimono, and I could actually do a little series on all the little bits and pieces that go into kimono, because I love to wear them. Don't have much chance now, but I really do like kimono. So I wanted to show you the different slippers I have, because these would be a good example of you know, how different slippers, what they're called in Japan. So it's not all Zori slipper, okay? So I am going to I'm going to attempt to do a good job turning this around so that I can show you guys before I mess up again. Okay, that wasn't very good, but anyway, here it is. So I think in the middle here, you can see that would be what we in Hawaii consider a Zori slipper, okay? In Japan, it's called Bisan, which means beach sandal, okay? So that would be more like a sandal, like sandal. That's what they call those silver ones, okay? And then these guys on the left are the ones that I bought in Kochi. And these are actually made with goza, you know, with bamboo at the bottom. Not really bamboo, not really tatami. But when we say goza mat in Hawaii, and sometimes we say goza slippers, so they're like they look like the goza mat slippers, so these are kind of like that. And these are really cool. I'm gonna see if I can do it, but I'd like to show you that underneath, look how cool that is, right? There's a good grip underneath. And then these over here, these black ones with the red, those would be more like geta. So for a yukata, like a summer kimono is what you would wear, geta. And then these over here, these really pretty ones, this is for like a formal kimono. So this would be what you call a zori. And this one you wear with the tabi, the little white tabi socks that are like nice little, they're not sock material, they're like a stronger cotton. And then I just wanted to show you this real quick because this is so cool. So this is what I can put into my hair when I'm wearing kimono. I should actually use it now. Isn't that so cool? I thought this was very summery, and you know, gecko design for, it's a kamikazari for the kimono for your hair. And I really like that. So, you know, one of these days I might use that. I hope that worked okay. I'll check afterwards when I'm editing. But do you see that it's like very interesting in Japan, because you have Zori slipper is what we learned. But then when you come to Japan, you see that there's all these different kind of slippers and all these different kind of names for it. So Zori would be for like what you wear with a kimono. The geta is what you wear in a more casual, or like with the yukata, which is the summer, the very light one that everyone wears easily when they go watch fireworks and stuff. And then the other one is the goza type. Those are, I don't really know who wears those, but I bought them and I love them and I wear them all the time. And then the silver ones in the middle, which are more like what we think of in Hawaii as Zori slippers, but in Japan they're called Bisan. So, Bisan waserenai de ne. Umi ni iku kara Bisan waserenai de ne. Or I'm going to the beach, so I need to go buy some Bisan. We're going to the beach, so don't forget your Bisan, your beach sandal. Kakkoi, right? Don't forget it. Well, Jay Jarman did. So this is a true story of Jay Jarman. Jay Jarman used to, well, I think he still does some weddings every once in a while because he's a pastor. You know, he has a doctorate in theology. So he did so many weddings when he was youth minister at Kalihi Union Church, and then later on as well. And one time, so you guys have all seen like the reverends, they have those long formal robes. And my dad had I think it's called tapa cloth. He had a tapa cloth, like the ribbon that goes around. I'm sure there's a name for it. It's not a stall. Anyway, so the thing, you know, when you see a pastor with the long robe and then you see something hanging down like that, he had one made of tapa cloth. So he had a really cool robe that he would use for weddings. And one time when he went to the wedding, Jay Jarman on his motorcycle had it all folded up and stuff. And somehow he forgot his shoes at the wedding. So he didn't have any shoes to wear. Maybe he only had slippers or something, or maybe he actually did it in bare feet. But he told me that the whole time during the wedding, he was like bending down, because he's the pastor, you know, in the front, you know, this man, do you take this lady to be your lawfully wedded wife, you know, that guy, right? Forgot his shoes. And in Kalihi, the podium is kind of elevated, so everybody stands up there. So he said it was really funny because he felt like he was probably about 4 inches shorter because he had to bend his knees the whole time, and he said it was a really good workout. So that's a funny story about my dad, you know, forgetting his shoes for a wedding. I don't know if many people know this, but he made a lot of like faux pas like that, and he was always really nervous about weddings and his sermons and things. He never looked like it, but he always got stomach ache and everything before he goes to do his sermon. So another very nice story about my dad is that as a pastor, you were able to bring someone along with you to the wedding. And I remember very clearly when my time came and my dad would take me to the wedding because the wedding ceremony was nice. And then after that, there was always this beautiful reception. And I loved the wedding dresses, and I loved everybody all dressed up, and I loved all the leis. And I just loved everything about the wedding so much. My dad would take me as his, you know, partner, I guess, to the wedding. And as a pastor in Hawaii, we didn't have much money. Like, most of our clothes were from the Goodwill or Salvation Army or donations to the church. So I really don't have many memories when I was little of going shopping for clothes. Like, I very rarely got new clothes, okay? So what my dad would do is after the wedding, the husband and wife, the new husband and wife, would give like a monetary gift to the pastor to say thank you. And it might be like $30 or $40 or sometimes even $100 somebody would give him to say thank you, you know, for doing our wedding. And you know what my dad would do? Even though he didn't have enough money to buy what he likes for himself, he would say, okay, Ruthie, we got, you know, $50 from this nice couple that I just married, and let's go to the department store. So he would take me to Liberty House, which was the department store at the time, and he would take me to buy a new dress. I think this happened maybe 3 times. So he would use his whole you know, gift of cash to buy me a special dress so that I could feel special at the reception. And that is another story besides forgetting your shoes and performing a marriage ceremony without any shoes on. It's another aspect of Jay Jarman that I don't think a lot of people know. Such a generous person. And that taught me, and I try to, you know, use whatever money I have to get great things for my kids, or try to be generous, following the path of my dad. So that's a nice memory that makes me feel warm and happy to think about. But so I hope you liked today, and we have plenty more coming. And thinking about all you guys in Hawaii, everybody in the whole U.S., it's hard times, yeah, hard times. But thinking about you, put that mask on, be brave, wash your hands. You know, you should do hadashi barefoot in the house, because they say sometimes the virus can come on the bottom of the shoes. So let's all take shoes off before we go in the house, and try to be safe, okay? So much love to all of you from Japan, and aloha!